92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
I'm honestly stumped as to why the woman on the phone for a second date update today isn't getting a call back. I mean, usually when you follow somebody across state lines, no big deal.
What?
Yeah, they usually appreciate that when you just show up unannounced somewhere, right?
And now we're going to stalk the guy again by calling
Yes,
him
we
in
are.
a second date?
Her name is Abigail. Abigail, what's up?
Hi, guys.
Okay, he's already made you sound creepy right from the get-go.
I'm not creepy. I'm just a bit confused.
Okay.
Sometimes there's a thin line between creepy and confused. I've been a victim of that many times. You have a pretty interesting situation, Abigail. Why don't you tell everybody, first of all, the guy that you want to call, what's his name?
Brian.
Brian. And how did you meet Brian?
Well, I'm a little leery on going on online dates and meeting guys on dating websites because they're usually either nuts, ugly, or smelly, or just not.
God, it sounds like so many great options. I don't know why you're so upset about this.
But, I gave it a shot one more time, and I met Brian. And I got to tell you, we hit it off immediately. It went from 0 to 60 in virtually no time.
So you liked his aroma. He had a good aroma, a good scent.
I mean, from what I could smell over the phone, he was great.
Oh, so you're saying it went from 0 to 60 before you guys even met in person?
Right. I mean, it was instant attraction via conversation. His profile picture looked great. And then I did a little more digging and found his Facebook profile, and I realized it's really what he looks like.
Uh-huh.
Okay, did you get his tax returns? 'Cause it sounds like you put in a lot of effort.
If I'd done a little more digging, maybe.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a lot of pressure to put on a date when you've been disappointed so many times. Were you worried about that?
I was, and that's why I did my due diligence, and we talked for hours. I mean, there was nothing I couldn't discuss with him. He'd text me at least 5 times a day.
Oh, I love that.
How long was this going on before you guys actually decided to meet in person?
Just about a month.
Whoa, that's a long time.
Yeah.
I really wanted to see him, but the thing was, he lived 2 states away.
Oh.
So the whole logistics of meeting each other was really difficult.
I see. I was going to say, what took so long?
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That's it.
But I thought we had kicked it off so well. I wanted to do a grand gesture of romance. And one night when we were chit-chatting, he was telling me his best friend's birthday was that weekend and where they were going to be and what the plans were. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I flew down and surprised him?
Whoa,
Yeah.
for your first meeting?
I mean, we had chatted for so long. This was inevitable that one of us was going to fly in to meet the other.
But a surprise and just showing up is a whole different ballgame if you don't know him that well yet.
But it could, I could see where it could pay off. It could be an amazing thing or it could be really bad.
So how was it when you saw him for the first time?
I just started drooling. He was so gorgeous.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Well, maybe that's why he's not calling you back. You just showed up randomly out of the blue with drool all over you.
It's a good point.
And how did he react? Was he drooling as well? Was it just a big spit fest?
He was kind of taken aback. I basically came up behind him and tapped his shoulder, and he turned around, and he got white as a ghost. He was shocked.
Of course.
Okay, wait, set the scene. Where were you guys when you tapped him on the shoulder? Were you at the birthday party?
Yeah, I showed up at the restaurant where the birthday party was.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a very bold move.
Well, because I didn't know where he lived, so this is the only way I could get in contact with him.
So what did he do? After he recovered from the initial shock, did he hug you? Did he kiss you?
I mean, the first thing he did was say, "What are you doing here?" And I told him I thought it'd be a really cool surprise to, shock you and be here, and thought it'd be really romantic.
Yeah.
And then for most of the night, I ended up speaking to his friends and not much to him.
Oh,
my
wow. So-
God. But you got to understand, I mean, I knew he had to speak to other people. It was his best friend's birthday, so I let it go. I figured, hey, that's what he has to do.
So wait, hold on. How was he introducing you to his friends?
Well, he really wasn't. I mean, the 1 or 2 times that I'd bump into him, somebody would come up to him and say, "Oh, and you are?" And he would say, "Oh, this is a friend of mine."
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ouch.
And I thought, well, it is really new. We haven't really told people about us. So I get it. He wanted to keep it on the down low. I get that.
Yeah.
I'm starting to worry about you. After the birthday party, what happened?
Well, when we got to the end of the night, people started leaving, and it was basically he and I and his best friend. And I started talking to him, and I said, well, I'm here now. And he said, how long are you here for? And I thought that was odd that he would ask me when I'm leaving when we just met.
Yeah.
But I said to him, I'm here till tomorrow evening. Maybe we can have lunch or brunch tomorrow, or maybe even right now. Let's go for another drink or a cup of coffee.
Hey.
And he said he was really busy. He had a lot of commitments the next day. But
Oh, my
I
gosh.
was like, okay, maybe you can spare an hour. I did fly all the way out here. He said, you know what? We'll set up a date for when I can either fly out to you or you can fly
What?
out here again.
Were you
Oh, wow, so
crushed?
you-
I was crushed until he said, let's see if we can figure out a time to meet up again.
Oh,
So I
no.
thought there was some hope there
No.
that, maybe he really was busy the next day. I don't know.
He didn't
You
know
are-
you were coming. So.
You are so nice to this man.
Well, he's something special.
Aw,
How many times have you
nice.
tried
My
to?
heart for you.
Oh no.
How many times have you tried to get a hold of him since that weekend?
It's been a week so far, and I only heard from him once, and that also through text. So it's not like it was before.
Oh, my gosh. And you're
Okay.
sure he's single, right?
From what I understand, I didn't see any rings on his finger, and I didn't see any other woman around.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay.
Well, we'll play a song, come back, call him, and then get your second date update, okay?
Okay.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just tuning in for today's second date update, it's the kind of thing that movies are made about. Abigail is on the phone, and Abigail met the man of her dreams online. And they chatted back and forth every single day, every single night for weeks until Abigail decided to show up unannounced at a birthday party. She flew all the way there to surprise him, tapped him on the shoulder, and he turned around and she said, "Abigail's home."
That's not what happened.
Poor Abigail.
I think I've seen that movie before.
It's scary, but I don't think that's what happened.
That is sort of what happened. Abigail did surprise this dude that she'd been talking to online. They live in different states, and she actually showed up to a birthday party that he was at, unannounced, and was hoping that everything would go great. But when she got there and surprised him, he was kind of weird and sort of ignored her the rest of the night, and they haven't really talked since. Abigail?
Hi.
Yeah. Sounds just like what you said, Jubal. I mean, very
Exactly.
similar.
I'm really not a stalker, I promise.
Well, I have a whole different scenario in my head, Abigail.
Abigail, you're so sweet. It just makes me so angry because it sounds like you guys really connected and he really led you down this path, and he's just a jerk. I don't know how else to say it
Well, but she
appropriately.
did show up out of the blue, unannounced, like from states away. That could creep a guy out.
But he was giving her the wrong signals, man.
I really got the feeling that we had a connection, and he would have loved this romantic gesture.
All right, well, we'll find out. I'm going to dial his phone number right now and see if we can talk to him and get your second date update, okay?
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
gosh, she's
Hold
so
on.
nice.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Brian, please?
Yeah, this is Brian. Who's this?
Hey, what's up, man? How are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I'm sorry, who?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning? Weird ways. I know. Sounds weird.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I figured you wouldn't. That's fine. Brooke and Jubal in the morning is a morning radio show.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's the end of the call. Thank you for answering, Brian.
I'm calling you because one of our listeners actually asked us to reach out to you.
All right. You sure you got the right Brian?
I'm pretty sure I do. I'll check. Do you know a girl named Abigail?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we know a girl named Abigail as well, and she's really confused because she thought you guys had a great relationship for a few weeks until she decided to just fly into town and surprise you, and she said you seemed kind of cold to her, and now you haven't really talked to her since.
You can understand why that she's going to like any length possible to get some sort of answer. Like if you put that much energy into seeing someone and then they suddenly shut down, like that's got to be really confusing.
Let me get this straight then. She had you guys to reach out to contact me. That's what you're telling me?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
because you won't really give her an answer, and you're kind of being cold.
Ridiculous. This is crazy, man.
It's not really that crazy. I mean, she just wants an answer.
I just can't believe that she's doing all this just to get in touch with me.
Yeah, but you
Well,
guys went from like texting like 5 times a day for a whole month to nothing.
Yeah, and she liked you a lot, Brian. And talking to you right now, I can understand why. You seem like a sweet dude. I like you too.
Yeah, well, I normally am, but not when like radio shows call me. I have to like dig into my personal life.
We get that. We do.
Can you just tell us anything? At least we can talk to her and be like, oh, he just wasn't really feeling you when he saw you in person or something like that.
Well, don't tell her that, because I mean that's not true.
Really?
Yeah, no, yeah, I really do like her a lot. There's just stuff going on that I just don't want to get into.
Oh, you're in a relationship. I knew it. I told her that. I told her that she swore she thought you were single.
No, I know I'm definitely single. That's not it.
Oh, okay.
Really?
It's just I thought what we had going on was good. I mean, I kind of liked, I guess, the distance aspect of it, and then for her to just randomly show up at a friend's birthday party, I'm not really expecting that at all.
But why did you spend all night avoiding her? I mean, at some point, if you say that you really like her...
Yeah, well, I guess it just got too real for me, having her right there.
Too real, like, you like talking to her online and on the phone, but to realize you could actually touch a person was strange?
No, I mean, it's not necessarily that. It's just there's other stuff.
But I understand there's other stuff. But right now, all I understand is you like her a lot. It shocked you that she showed up, and then there's stuff. Like, how is that a message to give to her to help her understand why you're not talking to her anymore?
You know what? Whatever. I don't care anymore. I need a kidney transplant.
Whoa. What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's serious.
Whoa.
Yeah, way to take things down, Brian.
I mean, you guys asked for it.
Yeah, well, usually these things end up like, oh, I thought they smelled funny, or they puked in my back seat.
Yeah.
Man, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is it just that you don't want to get involved in a relationship because you obviously have some serious health stuff that you need to concentrate on?
Pretty much. You know, I don't want to drag her into this. You know what I mean? I feel like this is kind of my battle right now. And by her showing up, I realized, you know, that she really does like me a lot. And I'm just not wanting her to be that close to being around all this, like, stuff going on.
Oh, I feel so
man.
horrible. I thought these
Yeah, that
awful
sucks.
things about you, and now...
Yeah, look at you, Brooke.
Seriously, dude, I am sorry.
It's all good. It's not a big deal, I guess.
So did you not tell her about your situation when you guys were chatting online and on the phone and stuff?
No. You know, I didn't want to tell her this, you know what I mean? Like, I thought if we kept it from a distance, you know, we can keep it upbeat and not have to kind of, like, talk about all this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I really just enjoyed her conversation, and sometimes, you know, when there's a lot of bad stuff going on in your life, to have somebody there that kind of just talk to you and, you know, just kind of laugh with and stuff like that, it kind of brings you up. So I didn't want to, like, kind of bring her down by,
Right.
you know, transplant.
Yeah, and you were able to escape your own stuff, too.
You know, Brian, you're kind of making this difficult on me because this would normally be the point where I'd try to deliver a witty line and then tell you that the person is on the other line listening to the conversation. But I don't have any witty lines, so I'm just going to connect you two so you can talk, okay?
Wait, is she on the other line now, or what do you mean by connect us?
Yeah, she's listening to this phone call and wants to talk to you.
Oh, my God, man, are you kidding? Like, I just said I didn't even want her to know.
Yeah, sorry.
Unfortunately, she does know now. Abigail, are you there?
Hi, Brian.
Hey, sorry, I didn't really want you to find out this way.
No, I'm
Sorry.
sorry. I don't even know what to say. I'm
You
shocked.
don't. I mean, you don't have to say anything. I mean, I know that I didn't tell you, so there's no way you could have known. It's just, I don't know. I didn't know how connected I was going to get with you, and then I guess I got worried about actually telling you. So.
But I want you to know something. I care about you more than you can imagine. I'm here if you want to talk. I'm here if you need me to make you laugh. I'm there for you.
I really appreciate that because, I mean, I don't know. I got scared once you got down there and, you know, actually seeing you, and it made it seem too real. And I guess I pushed you away a little bit and didn't want to, you know, get too close.
Listen, get close. If you need me to do anything or help you or just put a smile on your face whenever you need me.
Yeah, you're such a sweet person. I don't want you to get all caught up in this and then something go wrong. Right now, I'm on a waiting list. I'm not, you know, there's no guarantee of when I'm going to be able to get the transplant. And honestly, Abigail, I really care about you, and I really want to, you know, keep you in my life. And at the same time, because I care about you so much, I feel like I can't. I don't know. I'm just really torn right now.
I mean, I'm willing to take a blood test. Is there any way maybe I'm compatible in some way?
Whoa.
What?
You know, I don't want you to do that, Abigail. I really.
Listen, this is about kindness. This is the reason why I was put in your life.
The chances are so slim that that's even possible. I don't want you to have to go through with that.
But Brian, there's always a chance. It may be slim, but it's still there.
Yeah, but it's just I can't think about you actually giving up your kidney for me. I can't think about you doing that. I don't want that to happen.
Well, I got two.
Good point.
Good point.
Yep.
So I can give one up. It's like a spare tire.
Wow.
I don't even know what to say.
At least give me the chance or the opportunity to look into this. Consider it. You have to consider it.
Brian, how about this? How about we send Abigail out to you, and you guys can spend the weekend together, you can hang out, you can go on a few dates, and you can even discuss a possible kidney transplant. I've never had to say that in a second date update before, but I'm saying it. So
I can't believe this is actually happening right now.
Oh, my God.
would you be interested in that, Brian? Just checking things out?
I don't know about the whole kidney transplant, but the date would be awesome. I would love to go on a date.
Yes.
Okay,
Brian,
so that's a yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yay!
I'm happy to hear you say that, Brian.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, I'm really excited that I'll actually be seeing you.
This has been a really weird second date update. Normally
Yeah.
it's the dude who's begging to put his organ in a woman. And
Organ jokes. You had to, didn't you?
I couldn't help it, yeah.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I got a text in at 78592 that says, I was not prepared for those feels this morning. Thanks a lot, guys.
Really?
Too much feels. You're talking about today's second date update. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. And if you missed it, Brian and Abigail met Brian online and they talked for a long time, like a month. And then she decided to surprise him because he lived in a different state. She actually showed up to a party that he was at and he was kind of cold and weird. And then he didn't talk to her after. And she was confused. So we got him on the phone and found out the reason that he didn't call her back was because he is going through some health issues and needs a kidney transplant and didn't want to call her back because once she showed up, he's like, oh, I can't put her through all this.
Wow.
And a lot of people texting in at 78592 said they're in tears from the second date update today.
That is so intense, man.
Yeah, I went from like 0 to 100 because I thought this guy's a player. Like,
Yeah,
he's
that's
got
what
a
it
girl on the side.
sounded
And then you
like.
hear the reason, you're like, oh, no.
Did you see the text message we got that says, my brother gave a girl a kidney and now they have 2 kids and have been married 12 years?
Oh, I
Yeah.
hope that happens
Just
to
even the
them.
text message makes me weepy.
Well, of course you'd stay with somebody like that because arguments would be so awesome. You're like, dude, take the trash out. I gave you a kidney. Take the trash out.
I do like
Somebody texted in at 78592 and says, can we get back to the yelling and the screaming and the second date updates? This is just way too heavy for me today.
everyone seems to have dubbed them the kidney couple.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
kind of
Which-
cute.
It is, but it's also kind of sick.
Yeah.
You know?
And somebody texted in and said, are you really going to send her to meet up with him so they can talk about a kidney transplant? Because she said that she would even be willing to give him a kidney if she was a match.
Wow. That's love right there, yo.
Yeah,
And we
I
offered to fly her out there so they could go on a date at least and hang out and talk about it. And are you really going to send her out there? No, we're not. It's all an act. We'll give them some
Gotcha.
gift cards to Applebee's and tell them to figure it out. Of course we're going to send her there.
We like to lead people on with promises of possible kidneys and then rip
Yeah.
it away.
It's kind of our thing. We're a wacky morning radio show. It's what we do. So yeah, we'll send them out there, and everybody texting in at 78592 says you have to get an update from that couple. We need a second date update from them, and we will definitely try to do that.
Yeah, I need
you know.
that. for
Well,
my
and I hope
soul.
they continue to like each other through it all too. Because, like, what if they are a match and he's like, "Ugh, I'm really just not into this."
Afterwards. Oh, no.
And then he's not calling her back to protect her feelings. He just like is calling her all the time to get the kidney, and then
Right.
after that he's gonna.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
A lot of times when you're out on a first date, you do something embarrassing. You embarrass yourself somehow, and then you never want to see that person again. Even if they like you, they call you, they try to get you on the phone. You're like, what happened on the date was just way too embarrassing. I remember I went on a date with this girl a long time ago, and we went out on the date, and we were there, and like there were people coming up and recognizing me from the radio, and we were leaving, and I gave like this homeless guy like $100 bill, and he cried about how it changed his life and all this stuff. And I was so embarrassed because she had just gone out with the perfect man, and I was like, there's no way I can continue this. I'm so embarrassed that she saw that stuff happen. I can't continue it. So she'd try to call me, and I just would ignore her calls. I knew it was just going to ruin everything.
And I'm sure she also looked like, a supermodel as well, but you had to turn it down.
Yeah, and that was it. I felt like I was too attractive for her. All kinds of embarrassing stuff happened on that date. Well, James, who is on the phone with us right now, has an embarrassing story from his date, too. Maybe not as embarrassing as my thing.
Whoa.
But something happened on his date that is actually very embarrassing. Not for him, for the girl that he actually went out with. Oh, no. And that's why he thinks she's not calling him back. James, what's up, man? How are you?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
So the problem on your date wasn't that you were too perfect like I had?
No, not this time.
Okay.
Not this time.
So tell us a little bit about the girl that you want us to call today. Her name is Lauren?
Yep.
And where did you meet Lauren?
We got set up on a blind date.
Was it, wow, was it blind, or did you Google search her, find her on Facebook?
Completely blind.
Really?
All I knew was the person knew.
That is risky.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And what did you guys decide to do when you went out?
Well, I didn't want to do anything, high pressure, high stakes, so we got in touch and we met for breakfast one day.
Okay.
And how did breakfast go? You guys enjoyed each other's company even though you hadn't seen each other or known anything about each other?
Yeah, I don't want to sound cliche or anything, but I mean, it was great. I mean, we had about an hour date and it just flew by. She was stunning. When she walked up for the first time, she was absolutely beautiful. So that, I guess that's a lot of the anxiety of a blind date was out the window.
What was her reaction to you? I mean, did you pick up on anything? Did she seem similarly, satisfied?
Yeah, I mean, we were joking around by the end of it, like we were old pals. She was laughing at my jokes, she was cutting jokes around me, and there was really no awkward lull in the conversation. Just one sort of topic led to the other, and she seemed to really.
Okay, the date sounds great and everything. It sounds awesome, but I want to know about the embarrassing part. That's what I want to talk about right now.
All right. So after we finished breakfast, we didn't have anything to do for a while, so I said, let's just go for a drive. Just to drive. No expectations, no nothing like that. So she said, fine, let's do it. That sounds like a great idea. So we hop in my car, and we're driving around, and we're stopping at, really nice little parks and little things here and there that just are nice to look at. And so while we're driving and we're joking around, and I start to, as playfully, nothing expected, but playfully just tickle her side, nudge her in the side, see she's ticklish. So I just tickle her here, tickle her there, just goofing around, sort of a flirty kind of thing.
Real quick, James, was she into that? Because tickling somebody on a first date, to me, sounds kind of strange.
Tickling somebody that you've dated for a year even is hard sometimes.
I mean, I know it was a little bit weird, but I mean, she was laughing. She seemed to have a good time. She never told me to stop or push me away or anything.
Okay.
Right.
And as she's laughing, as I'm having a good time, she let one fly.
And what did she do after she farted on your first date?
She turned the reddest color of red you've ever seen in your life.
Did you keep tickling her? Did you say anything? Did you try to act like you didn't notice it?
Because, I mean, it wasn't like a silent one where maybe you heard it. Like, there was no doubt that you heard it and it was from her.
Did you start laughing? I mean,
I did not know. It's like you put the mute button on the car.
Yeah.
And it's just like...
It's so hard not to sometimes, though, because farts are so funny.
I wouldn't have known how to react in that situation. I think I would have just acted like it didn't happen, but obviously it's one of those situations where, like, if you're on an elevator and you smell something, you're like, one of us did it.
Yeah.
And
nobody make eye contact.
Nobody just like will pretend. But unfortunately,
I mean, the elevator is safer because I mean, in a car with two people, it's a pretty short process of elimination.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, and unfortunately, you're stuck with her now because you're on a date. So
yeah, so I mean, you could tell she was really embarrassed. She was like slinking down in her seat. She was trying to get as close to the door as possible. Like she was so embarrassed, and I mean, it happens. I mean, these things happen. It's what happens inside of us. And I was trying to tell her, like, it's okay. You got nothing to worry about. Everyone does it. I do it. We all read that book growing up. It's just a natural thing.
And what was her response to that?
She was, she was like, thank you. I understand. It's just really embarrassing. And she could tell that I was trying to help her, but I felt bad for her. I really did, because she was really beating herself up about it, and she didn't really have a reason to. But, I mean, I understand where she was coming from.
Yeah. Now, I'm assuming your date ended shortly after that?
It did. I asked her if she wanted to keep driving or if she wanted to call it, and she said, I think, I really had a great time, but I need to get going. I got stuff to do. So we drove back to the restaurant where we had breakfast, and that's where her car was, and we sort of did that, awkward goodbye where we both kind of still have the seatbelts on, but we hugged across the steership.
That's so awkward.
Passenger to the driver's side.
Right. Okay.
And I asked her, can I call you or can I text you? Can I see you again? And she told me she would text me or she would call me.
And you haven't heard anything from her at all?
No, not a thing.
Have you tried to get a hold of her?
Yeah, I've texted her a couple times, and I called her once, and it went right to voicemail. But otherwise, nothing.
Okay.
I can't imagine being so embarrassed about one fart that you wouldn't ever call a guy again,
Girls-
especially when the guy is expressing so much interest
Yeah, but
in you
girls
still.
don't fart. Like,
Yeah.
we don't think about that.
And if she wasn't embarrassed before, now all of Seattle knows that she did it.
Very embarrassed now. All right, well, we're going to play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
All right, thanks, man.
All right, hold on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
You know, James, I think I know how you screwed up on your first date.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was thinking about it. James wants us to call this girl named Lauren today. They went out on a breakfast date. It was all good and everything else, but the most important part of the date that we need to remember is she farted on their first date because he was tickling her, and then she was very embarrassed about that, and the date ended shortly after, and he thinks that she's not calling him back because she's embarrassed. And she probably was very embarrassed, and I think, James, the mistake that you made on your date was after she did that, after she tooted, you just try to make her feel better by consoling her, being like, oh, don't worry about it, everybody does it. What you should have done was fart yourself.
Absolutely.
Louder than her. And then you guys could have like a little fart battle in the car, and then it would be cute. Be like, see, everybody does it, you know?
That's actually a good idea.
If I had that talent, I might have.
Okay,
Yeah.
if you could do it on command. All right, you ready to call her and see if the reason that she isn't calling you back is because of Fartgate?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, man. Dial the phone right now.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Lauren, please?
this is she.
Hey, Lauren, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Where are you calling from?
Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
Okay. Why are you calling?
I'm
Sorry.
calling because we do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. It's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then aren't calling them back, and they email us to see if we can get you on the phone and ask if something went wrong.
Okay, I didn't email anyone.
I know you didn't email
I
us.
didn't give the. Okay.
Somebody emailed us about you, though.
About me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you recently went out on a date with one of our listeners.
Okay.
His name is James.
Oh my God.
Do you remember going out with James?
You know what? I don't think this is a good idea for me to talk to you.
Really? Can I just tell you real quick what he said about you? Because I really would like for you guys to go out again because he liked you a lot.
Well, first of all, he shouldn't have said anything about me.
Okay. Well, he told us about your first date, and he told us about the embarrassing incident.
What do you mean?
Well, he said that during the date, he was kind of tickling you, you're messing around, and then you passed gas.
Oh, Lauren.
He told you that?
Yes, he did.
It's okay. Don't be embarrassed.
But it's not a big deal, and that's why we're
First of all, it's not even about being embarrassed. I cannot believe he would. So, what was the whole point of him calling you and he called
Okay.
you to tell you that so you could just embarrass me on the radio?
No, not at all, Lauren. He called and told us that because when we do this segment, we always talk to people about the date that they went on to figure out if there's anything awkward that happened.
Well, that's really messed up. He shouldn't have told you that because it was private.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. The only reason he told us that, though, was because he thought that's why you weren't calling back because you were embarrassed.
This is so up. He should be embarrassed. He's a complete weirdo. Like, I thought he was a psycho, and obviously he is.
Why do you think he's a psycho?
first of all, it was like weird that he was tickling me, by the way. That's like so weird.
I thought that. Okay, so you sound like you don't like him very much. Before we let you...
I mean, like, I'm sorry. If you would like to know what a weirdo he is, I'm happy to tell you, because obviously he has no problem calling a radio station and telling them something personal about me.
I would love to hear what a weirdo he is. And I'm sorry. You shouldn't be embarrassed. We're not trying to embarrass you at all.
No.
It's more just so James can know why you're not calling him back.
Well, so we went out for breakfast on our date because, like, I wanted to make sure he wasn't a weirdo. And it was actually nice. And then he wanted to know if I wanted to take a drive. It was a really nice day out. And on the drive, it was beautiful. It was like the perfect day. And so we just stopped at some parks. Like, we just stopped at various places. But then when we got to one, like, place and he pulled over, and I was like, oh, I thought he was going to try to make out with me. And he told me that he had something he wanted to show me. So he got out of the car, and I got out of the car, and he walked me back to the trunk of the car.
Oh, my gosh.
That is scary already.
What was going through your mind at that moment?
I was worried that there was going to be, like, a sledgehammer, but I was hoping it would be, like, I don't know, like, maybe he was getting a jacket or something. You know what I mean? I was like, maybe he was getting a jacket.
Right.
So he opened the trunk, and he pulled out an urn. Okay, like a silver urn.
Weird.
And he said, "This is really important to me. Like, this is really special to me. This is my father."
What?
Whoa.
Like, yeah.
That's a little bit heavy for a first date.
Yeah, and I didn't even know what to think. I was just silent. Like, I didn't even ask anything. I didn't want to know anything about it at that point.
Yeah.
And then he just says, because my father really loved birds. And so whenever I drive to someplace beautiful and see bird feeders, I stop because it was his final wish that I sprinkle his ashes into the bird feeders so he can be free with the birds.
Oh wow. That is...
That's a lot.
That's kind of weird. I mean...
so f***ing weird.
If that's his father's last wishes, that's one thing. But to do that with you on a first date, like, hey, we're going to share this special experience and feed my dad's father's ashes to some birds, I could see how that would kind of turn you off a little bit, Lauren.
That's at least third date material. Come on.
Did you guys spread ashes together?
Yeah, because I was afraid he was going to kill me. Because I was like, how did his father die? Like, did he kill his dad? Like,
Not natural causes, bro.
Wow. All right. I can see why that turns you off then, Lauren. That's kind of strange.
Yeah. I was just, like, so relieved, honestly, when I got home and I was not dead.
Yeah, all right. Hey, Lauren.
Yeah.
He's also on the other line right now.
Are you serious?
I am. Sorry.
Hi, Lauren.
Oh, my God.
I'm just a little offended that, I decided to open myself up and let you in on something, personal and special to me, and then you judge me by it,
What? First of all, here's the thing. I'm really sorry to hear about your dad, but you need to understand that that's actually nuts, what you did. Like, I didn't even know your dad was dead. Like, if we've been dating for a while, fine, maybe. But not only was it our first date, it was the first time that I met you. Like, so did you know we were going to do that? Like, that's weird.
No, I had no intention, but when we were driving and I saw the birds and I said,
yes,
this
there's
would
birds
be a great
everywhere.
time
You, like, pull over every time you see a bird?
Make good to my dad, and at the same time, see what kind of connection I have with this girl that I had a great time at breakfast with, had a great time talking to, had a great time driving with, and I thought, maybe she was kind of real. Maybe she was a little bit deeper than just a puddle, that maybe she might understand what I was doing.
Serious? Because I am weirded out when you pulled out an urn on our first date. I'm shallow.
It's a little bit because you can't understand why I'm doing it.
It is weird that you would take me to the trunk of your car, pull out an urn of your dad's ashes on our first date, and then feed the birds with it.
I mean, I didn't get weird when, you told me about all these traditions you have with your grandma and all these other things.
Yeah, that is f***ing different. I was telling you what we used to make on Thanksgiving. If I told you that she was dead and I baked her ashes into a pie and ate it every Thanksgiving, then it would be the same.
Must I remind you that I overlooked the fact that you completely stunk up my car?
That is so stuff. Like, by the way, it's like completely weird also to tickle people on the first date. Like,
Oh, yeah, we forgot about the tickling thing.
Very true.
Well, it sounds like you two just had a wonderful time together, and that would mean that I need to ask Lauren if she would like to go on a second date with James. We'll pay for you on a second date. No? You answered before I was even done asking the question, Lauren.
No, I'm sorry. I just can't. I understand that this is very personal to him, that I cannot.
All right. James, I'm sorry, man. No second date for you.
Can't blame the guy for trying, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe just wait a little while to bust out your dad's ashes on a date, you know?
I could probably try that out.
Yeah, try that, and then also wait a little while to bust out the tickling on a date.
Yes.
She should not order the burrito.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Today's second dater met the girl that he wants to call back in an acting class.
Oh, that's fun.
His email said that he held her hand in the scene and knew right there that it was love at first sight, and he wanted to make her his wife.
Oh, okay. Yeah, not over dramatic at all.
I think I'm embellishing a little bit. Eric didn't really say that, but he did say he liked her a lot. What's up, Eric? How are you?
How you guys doing?
Good.
Making me sound a little corny there.
Well, you know, I figured it was acting. I'd get into it. You know what I mean?
There you go, yeah.
Dramatic. So, so you met the girl you want us to call today in an acting class.
Yes. She's just this awesome girl.
Okay. What's her name?
Her name's Erin.
Erin. Eric and Erin. It sounds beautiful, Eric.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I need to get out of the dramatic, like, actor thing.
You are.
Yeah, I know. I apologize, Eric. So, tell us a little bit about Erin. What did you like about her so much?
She just had a great way about her, like her personality and real infectious laugh. You know what I mean? She just telling stories, and we just had a really great conversation.
You met her in your acting class. Did you ask her out, like, just after one of the classes, or did you get a feeling like she was kind of into you and then asked her out, or how that whole thing worked?
I don't know. It was just a moment, you know, like we held hands during the scene, and it wasn't like it was this, you know, heavy thing, but it felt good, you know, felt right.
Mm-hmm. So after that, you asked her out, and she obviously agreed. What'd you guys do for your date?
We went to a bar, nice quiet place, just had some conversation, had a few drinks. You know, it was really good, and I just felt like there was a connection.
Now, when you were on your date, were you like running through lines that you had done in class and let's hold hands again?
You think maybe that would have been something, you're like, oh, he's trying too hard.
Okay,
you know?
But you weren't doing anything like that?
No.
All right.
So it doesn't sound like there was anything crazy or awkward that happened on your date. Just low key.
Yeah, it was just low key. We were having some laughs, and you know, I kept going back thinking, what was it? You know, because she hasn't really responded.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything that you can think of where the date might have gone south?
Well, I'm thinking maybe I overshared about my family.
Oh.
You overshared about your family? How so?
Well, the conversation was going so well, and we're just going on and on about things, and then I just realized, you know, 10 minutes into it, I'm talking about, oh, I haven't seen my sister in 4 years, and my dad's a deadbeat, and I'm just like, oh, what are you saying? Why?
Yeah.
I was like, maybe it's not a big deal. But
No, I can see how that could be a turnoff to people. I think that I've been a turnoff on dates when people ask me about my family. Like, oh, you have a niece. How old is she? I'm like, I have no idea. And you can kind of see it in their face like, all right, you're definitely not a person who gets attached to people, you know?
Yeah. I mean, she talked about her family too, but I mean, I'm thinking maybe I went a little too, you know.
Okay.
A little too far.
Yeah.
All right. And you've seen her in your acting class or no after this date?
I've seen her in class again. I mean, she treats me normal in class.
And you've never brought it up to her? You've even been like, hey, I'd love to go out with you again.
That's the thing. We haven't had an opportunity. It's almost like when class ends, she just darts to the door, and she acts like it didn't happen. Like we didn't even have the date.
So it's obvious that she's avoiding you.
Yeah.
Which is a little difficult if you've got scenes together.
Right. It's like, it's all business, you know. It's like we're doing it for the class, and then when there's a break, she's not around to talk to at all.
So anytime you could have a personal one-on-one where you could be like, hey, I thought we had fun on the date, she's not around. She gets out of there.
Exactly.
Have you tried calling her and texting her and asking her about it that way?
The texts are just the, hey, see you in class.
Right. Well, we'll play a song. come back.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
You know, Eric, if this second date update doesn't work out for you, I don't want you to be worried.
Okay.
Because you're in a theater class right now, and trust me, theater girls are horny. All right?
Plus, there's not that many straight male options for them. So
you're good.
True.
You got plenty of options if this one doesn't work out, okay?
Well, I'm anxious to find out what the deal is.
Yeah, but if it doesn't work out, who cares, right? Just move on to the next one. You're in a theater class. It's going to work out, okay?
Okay. I'll just move on. It's all right.
move on to the understudy.
Yeah.
Here you go.
If you're just tuning in, Eric met Aaron in his theater class. They did a couple scenes together. He felt the moment was right, asked her out for a drink. They went out and had drinks. Nothing really crazy happened, but she's not calling him back. They do see each other in class, and they perform scenes together and stuff, but other than that, she doesn't really talk to him.
No.
So we're about to call her and find out if he screwed up on the date. Now, the one thing that Eric did mention is he thinks he got a little too dark when talking about his family problems with her. Might have shared too much, and it disturbed her. That's the only thing you can think of, Eric.
That's really it.
All right, well, I'm going to dial the phone number right now. You ready?
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Should I bust out some Hamlet right away to relax her?
Hello?
Hi, may I speak to Aaron?
This is Erin.
Hey, Aaron, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
What's going on?
Not much. Any idea why I might be calling you?
No, not really.
A guy recently emailed us about you, Aaron. Okay, his name is Eric.
Oh.
So you know Eric. He's in your acting class and everything.
Yeah, you know Eric?
We do now because he emailed us and asked us to call you.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to tell us why you don't want to go on a second date with Eric?
He has issues.
Oh.
What?
Like, you mean family issues?
He told you all that?
Yeah, he told us all about your date. He says you guys went out for drinks and had a good time, but he does feel like on your date he may have overshared a little too much information about his family. And that's what I'm assuming you're talking about with issues.
No, that wasn't the problem, actually. I mean, it wasn't a turn-on, but it wasn't the issue.
It wasn't a turn on. Tell me more about your bad father. That's awesome.
Get out of here.
What do you mean he had issues then, Aaron?
Basically, the biggest turn-off to me is what he did on the date, what he said over and over.
What did he say over and over?
He basically asked me if he was attractive.
Oh, no.
Like 7 or 8 times.
Really?
Well, he started off being like, oh, no, just really tell me, am I attractive? And I said, yes, and just tried to laugh it off. And then he was like, no, but seriously. And then we'd have, we'd talk for a while, and everything would be fine. And then he'd be like, but really, back to what you were saying before, how attractive on a scale of 1 to 10 am I?
Gosh, Aaron, that sounds awful.
Yeah, that's...
If you're on a date
He just
with
wouldn't let it go.
Is he attractive?
Oh, my God.
Leave a girl alone about it.
It was just too much. Like, I don't want to always have to wonder, is he going to do his hair a different way? And, how that's going to make him ask me again and again.
Well, nobody wants to hang out with somebody who's super self-conscious like that.
Yeah.
But, Aaron, I do have to ask you, and I appreciate you staying on the phone with us, okay? Mm-hmm. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give Eric?
Come on.
I have to know now.
I gave him an 8.
Okay, that's good. So you did find him attractive.
Yeah, it didn't matter, though. He was completely offended when I called him an 8.
What?
You actually told him, hey, you're like a solid 8. Can we stop talking about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was being generous when I called him an 8. I just wanted to move on, you know?
Oh, Aaron.
All right. I can understand how that would be unattractive.
Yeah.
Aaron? Eric is actually on the other line and heard everything that you just said.
What?
Hey.
Oh.
Say hi to Eric, Aaron.
Hey.
Was it really that bad?
I'm so embarrassed. I don't even want to have this conversation with you right now.
Well, no, wait. What exactly bothered you about... I mean, because everybody likes to hear that they look good.
Are we really doing this again? I mean, we already went through this on the date. This is exactly what you were doing then, so...
But you gave me the silent treatment after that date. I was just like, what's going on?
Yeah, people don't need to hear 15 times in a row and have to ask the person, do I look attractive? They like to hear it.
There's nothing wrong with being reassured.
Yeah, but Eric, don't you think it's a little much to keep asking somebody, hey, am I hot, by the way? I know 10 minutes went by, but am I still hot?
It's good for your self-esteem to hear it. I know that.
Yeah, but Eric, don't you have any of your own confidence? You shouldn't put your self-esteem based on some other person's opinion.
Just because one person thinks so, you want to, okay, is that true of this? But, I wanted to know what Aaron thought. You know what I mean? Like,
you kept looking at your own reflection in your iPhone.
What?
You looked like you were texting, but I saw the screen. You were looking at your own reflection.
Were you checking yourself in your iPhone camera?
no. Okay, so I'm at fault for that too, and then and the bar has mirrors in it. I'm at fault again.
Eric, how do you not realize that this is kind of weird?
I'm just blown away at how this has gone way out of proportion. Like, I asked a couple times on a date how I looked, and now it's like spiraled into this. And then I asked you about it afterwards and tried to follow up, and I got nothing from you. So
you called me on the radio, right? You wanted to know that bad, and you're not taking it well. Maybe that's why I didn't want to tell you in the first place.
Wow. I guess this just isn't going to work out. But, going back to something you said earlier, what does it mean you were being generous about giving me an 8?
Eric!
Are you serious,
have you
Eric?
learned nothing?
No, I need to know.
No.
Oh, my God.
Are you for real, Eric? You really asking that right now?
Oh, God.
Well, she obviously meant something by it. I want to know what that means.
Jeez,
What's the real number?
I feel like Eric doesn't even need to go out on dates with other people.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Hey, at this point, I would love to ask you guys if you'll go out on a second date.
Oh, God.
I will pay for it. Aaron, would you go out with Eric again?
What do you think?
I'm thinking yes. Am I wrong?
You're wrong.
Damn it. I thought for sure you might go out with him again. Eric, there's your answer, man. Maybe don't check your reflection in your phone and ask somebody repeatedly if you're good looking.
Get some confidence.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, the good thing is, though, you guys still get to go to acting class together after this.
Oh, that's not going to be awkward at all.
And if anybody's curious, I give this second date like a 3.
Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Danica is on the phone with us. Today she wants to do a second date update to a guy named Mike. Apparently they met online and went out, and she's very upset that she's not getting a call back. Danica, how are you?
I'm all right.
Oh,
Right.
honey.
Are you okay?
Well, I mean, I just feel like, I feel like I screwed up a little bit on this one. So, I don't want to cry. I feel really, I feel pretty emotional, and I just feel like it was my fault.
Oh, sweetheart. Calm down.
Are you nervous to be doing the second date update right now? Is that part of the reason that you're emotional, or are you this emotional about the date that you went on?
It's like everything. I mean, it's obviously, I'm not trying to call and be all emotional on the radio. I just, when I start, I just, sometimes I can't stop.
Yeah. Take a few breaths. We're here to help you out. All right?
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
So tell us about the date.
Well, that's the thing. I was supposed to meet him for dinner, and my dog Monkey, I had to walk her before I left, and she wouldn't go to the bathroom, she just wouldn't go, and I couldn't leave because she'll go in the house.
Yeah.
So I ended up being 5 minutes late.
5 minutes late?
That's not even bad.
It's not it shouldn't be a big deal to be 5 minutes late.
Did something happen to your dog?
No, my dog is she's fine.
Okay.
Fine.
I thought maybe you were upset because something happened to your dog.
I'm just thinking that, I should have been there, and I should have been on time, and I just, I think it shows, poor.
Okay, but you were...
I like to be tardy.
Yeah, but you were 5 minutes late, though, Danica. It's not the end of the world.
I just felt bad. bad, though, you know?
All right. Hey, Danica, 5 minutes is not really a big deal. 15, 20, 30 minutes late, that kind of gets annoying. 5 minutes late, trust me, I doubt he was really that upset about it.
Well, I mean, 5 minutes is fine, maybe fine for a normal date, but like, what if it's like the one, you know, or it's the one you think is your dream man?
Did you think this guy was your dream man?
I met him online, and he is like everything that I want in a man.
Okay, wait, hold on. Had you
I'm
ever
telling
even...
you, I'm not like this. I'm not like this.
Okay, take a deep breath. Again, you're going to be okay, Danica. Did you talk to him for a long time before your guys' first date?
Well, I mean, obviously, we talked a couple times, but just his profile is like everything.
All right.
Sorry to laugh.
Well, it's
Yeah,
a lot.
keep it down, Jose.
Sorry, dude.
It's okay. I mean, I know it's kind of funny to some people, but it's just kind of how I react.
Well, it's not necessarily laughing at you crying about the situation. It's more, it was 5 minutes late.
Yeah.
And for most people, they would not get that worked up. If that's how you express yourself, that's how you express yourself.
I guess so.
Did you were you this visibly upset when you actually met him?
Well, I was, yeah. I mean, I was driving, and, of course, I was, like, getting emotional in the car, and I was mad at my dog, and, like, that's hard. And then I got to the restaurant, and, I realized I hadn't even combed my hair, and my mascara was everywhere. And so I was just trying to be, I tried to play it off.
So it was obvious that you had been crying.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And I like, used myself to the bathroom to, like, go, like, get it together,
Yeah.
And I came out, and I sort of just lost it again, I mean, like, he was so sweet, and I started telling him about Monkey, and it was...
What did he do when you started crying?
He's, like, looked really surprised. He's a sensitive person, so sure he was upset for me, but he was, like, being strong.
So you guys continued the date after you were crying about your dog?
Yeah, I mean, once I told him what had happened with Monkey, and, it made me feel better. We had eaten, and then the date was sort of over anyway, so...
Okay. How did it end with him?
He gave me a hug, and like a really super loving hug, and he just made me feel better, and I said, can I get a do-over? Like, this isn't me, this isn't how I am, and I texted him, like, a bunch of times, not that many, but, like, enough that I probably thought I would hear back from him by now. So I don't understand why he wouldn't let me just have a do-over.
Yeah, but Danica, if I went out on a date with you like that and you started bawling on the date, it would probably freak me out.
Yeah.
Either that or I would start crying too, and then we'd just be a mess, just the both of us at the table.
Well, I mean, sometimes I get emotional, and that's just, like, who I am. But,
I think that
I feel like, I mean, I don't love him, but, I mean, I like this guy a lot.
Whoa. I'm worried about you, Danica, because this is just the part where we find out what happened on the date, and you haven't even really been able to keep it together.
I'm totally getting it together now. Listen, I totally am all right now.
Okay. All right.
I don't know
well, we'll play a song.
Do we have to?
Come back. Call him and get your second date update, all right?
Okay.
I need you to be strong when we come back, okay?
I am. I'm totally gonna like wash my face and like get it together and regroup.
Okay, because if you cry twice to him, I guarantee that's going to scare him off.
I'll tell you what, I'm not gonna cry. Even if I get a little shaky, I'll hold the phone away from my mouth so that no one can hear.
If at any moment you just hang up the phone, I'll pretend like the connection dropped out.
Awesome.
If you want to cry for a bit, and then I'll get you back on the phone after, okay?
Okay.
All right, just hang on.
I can do this.
Okay, hold on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Normally during a second date update, it's the second part of the phone call when we get the couple on the phone together and they talk that tears come out. Mm-hmm. It's already happened a lot. And I'm actually hesitant to do today's second date update because I don't know if Danica, who is on the phone with us right now, can handle it. Danica, are you doing all right?
Yeah, I'm keeping it I'm going to try and keep it together, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you definitely need to. If you're just tuning in, Danica wants to call Mike. They met online, went out for a date. She was 5 minutes late for the date, but was very emotional about it. She was crying on the way to the date. When she got there, she tried to clean herself up, and then once she actually sat down with the guy, she lost it again and ended up crying during the date. And she isn't getting a call back, and I'm assuming, I don't know yet, but I'm guessing that's the reason why, Danica. It would be very weird for me to go out with a girl and have her cry on a first date.
I know. I mean, I know it seems weird, but that's why I'm going to apologize to him and tell him I'm a normal person, you know?
Can I make one suggestion? Because I'm a person, I cry at every emotion. If you start to get emotional, pinch yourself. That's my trick. Because it, helps you get out of your mindset of going down that path.
And then it hurts because you pinch yourself and you cry more because of the pain.
Ow!
Yeah. Oh, why'd you pinch me?
I'm willing to try anything, to be honest, and I will do it.
Do you feel strong right now? Do you feel like you could do it?
I do. Took some deep breaths, washed my face.
Okay. I'm going to dial the phone number right now, get him on the phone, and get your second date update.
Okay.
Okay.
You got this.
Okay.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Mike, please?
This is Mike.
Mike, how you doing? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I'm sorry, where are you calling from?
Brooke and Jubal in the morning, the radio show.
Okay. Did I win something?
No, you didn't. I'm calling you because we recently got an email from somebody who went out on a date with you.
Okay.
And she's been trying to get a second date, but you haven't been returning any of her phone calls or text messages. So she asked if I could get you on the phone and find out why.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm. Her name is Danica, and I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that you remember this date.
Oh.
Yes, I do. So she emailed you to call me.
Yeah, it's a segment we do on our show called the Second Date Update.
That's a little awkward, but okay.
What did you think of Danica, first off?
I mean, Danica is a really sweet individual. I mean, she has a really great heart. I would just say that she is a very highly emotional person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really?
We've talked to her about your date, and it was obvious from our conversation that she's very emotional.
Oh, okay, right. So then you got a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm a sensitive guy, and I'm a Pisces. I pick up on people's vibes, immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it, but I mean, I've never experienced anything like that date ever in my life.
She told us about it and how she was 5 minutes late, and she was very upset about that, and she had been crying before. And
my God, I thought, she ran in the restaurant and had no idea what was going on. She had mascara down her face, and she was telling me about her dog named Monkey, and she literally started crying hardcore at the table. And
did you think at first? Did you think the dog died or something?
That's exactly what I thought. So I'm in shock, because of the way she was reacting to it, but then she was so honestly upset that it was making me upset, and I felt so bad for her, but I didn't know what to do. So she's freaking bawling, and I'm sitting here she kind of got me teary-eyed, and and here we're like a mess sitting in the restaurant, like everybody's staring at us.
Oh my gosh!
Wow. Yeah, that would be awkward. Oh, man. That would definitely be awkward.
Yeah, it was the most awkward experience I've ever had in my life, and I feel bad for her. I mean, she's got a great heart.
Yeah, it sounds like she's a very sensitive person. I don't know what I would do if I was in your shoes. I'm a sucker when girls cry. Why do you think I can't ever break up with girls? Because they always like to cry as soon as you say I don't want to be with you, and then I'm like, all right, well, we'll stay. So I don't know what I would do if I was in your shoes.
Yeah, and finally when we left, I mean, I was pretty much in a really weird mood afterwards. I mean, when someone is deeply, deeply emotional for an hour, I was kind of a wreck,
quite frankly.
I would
After
have felt
myself.
emotionally spent after that too.
I mean, that's the right word to use. Totally spent.
Oh my god.
All because she was 5 minutes late to your date.
Because she was late, and because she couldn't get her dog to use the bathroom or something. Like, that's the craziest part.
Mike, I have to tell you this right now. Danica is actually on the phone listening.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I am.
Hi, Mike. I'm so, first I just want to say, listening to you, the way that you just told our story was so sweet, and you're such a nice guy, and I don't know what to say.
Why are you crying now, Danica? You're gonna get me choked up here. Why are you crying?
Because I'm just trying to, I'm actually trying not to cry, and that's making me cry more.
Oh God. Danica.
Because I really care about you, and I really thought that, after all we talked about online, I just knew you're such a good person, and then I came, and then I ruined everything, and I totally a terrible. I just felt
No. Stop. You're not a terrible person. You didn't ruin anything. Okay, I am sorry that that I couldn't deal with the situation properly. I apologize.
But it's like we talked so many times, and was building up towards the date, and then I show up and I'm late, and that's so inconsiderate, and I felt so stupid. And
No. It's okay. It's okay. You were late. I mean, it's that happens. It's not any reason to
Oh my gosh, honey.
No. Don't cry. Come on, Danica. Don't.
Trying not to. I swear. I just wanna say that, and I know you've been avoiding my calls and my texts, and I understand.
I have, and I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Okay. Come on now. I mean, look. I'm an emotional guy too. I mean, how are we supposed to function as a normal couple if I'm so sensitive and in tune to you, and you're connected to your heart, right? I mean, how are we supposed to balance that? We'd be a walking mess, It's like a basket case of emotions running around the street.
Are you saying you're concerned, Mike, that her being so emotional and you being so emotional, all you guys are going to do is sit around and cry together?
I mean, I'm not saying that I'm going to sit around and cry, but I mean, I'm saying that I'm going to feed into her feelings, and I'm going to want to, nurture that. But I just feel like that's focused. That's kind of the energy is too focused on one thing. I don't want it to be a negative situation.
I don't think it's negative, though. I mean, I don't think it's negative. I think that you were such a good. You showed me what a good guy you were. Just sit there, and you were so sweet to me and so comforting, and that's exactly the kind of guy I need.
Hey, look, you are sweet, okay? And that's why I was there. It's just how are we supposed to function if we can't even have a conversation without you crying,
Mike, would you be interested in trying to have a conversation with no tears with Danica?
I mean, if that's possible.
I can see if it's possible and ask you if you'd like to go out with Danica again. I'll pay for a second date for you guys.
It's possible, I swear.
What do you think, Danica? Do you think we can go no tears this time?
I promise. I am I'm all cried out, I did it.
We can be happy, and we don't have to. And if I'm late or you're late, it's going to be okay.
Well, I'm not going to be late.
Oh my gosh.
And here's the thing. That you don't even know is that when I'm happy, I'm so happy.
Don't display you have major mood swings. Don't do that. I go from super happy to tears
Danica.
in the matter of seconds. All right. Well, Mike, so you will go out with Danica again?
let's give it another try.
All right.
That is
awesome.
It's going to be amazing.
It already is.
I can't believe it's happening, Danica. You may have found, you're right, your dream man, all right?
I told you, Brooke,
Yeah.
this is so awesome.
Don't screw it up, okay? No more tears.
No more tears. I'm totally going to keep it together.
Okay. Congratulations, Danica. You got your second date.
Oh my God, thank you so much, you guys.
You're
oh
welcome.
my God, I'm so excited.
Mike, thank you very much. I look forward to hearing back from you guys after you go out.
Okay, yeah, we'll keep you updated.
Today's second date update brought to you by Xanax.
You know, more and more young people are turning to us for help getting a second date. And that means we're seeing more and more unique names.
That's a funny point.
Yeah, they're coming up right now.
It's true, though.
I don't know what happened like 20 years ago, whether it was like the Y2K bug or maybe a really bad Blink-182 concert. But suddenly at that point, parents decided to stop naming their kids like David and Michael and James, and the girls have no more Elizabeth, no more Lisas or Christies.
Yeah.
So now I'm not nearly as surprised whenever we get an email from a guy named Moonshine.
What? That is not someone's
This
name.
can't be a real name. It's like his nickname.
Or a girl named Jazz Tekka.
Okay.
Jazz Tekka, that's my girl.
So this morning, I didn't even bat an eye when I opened up the email, and I saw one from a dude named Tick.
Ooh, I like Tick.
There's nothing positive from a tick. Even if you have a tick, it's not a positive thing.
I don't know. Tic
Well,
Tacs.
Tick emailed us for help. So welcome to the show, Tick.
Hey guys, what's going on?
What up,
So-
Is that your full name or is that a nickname?
It's short. My full name is actually Tickery.
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 Tickery dickory dock.
The full name is actually TikTok.
How does that? I mean,
Yeah, it's been laughed at my whole life.
You've heard it all.
But yeah, I mean, it probably stands out because it's not like every other name, so it probably does help me get some attention.
All right. So do you want me to refer to you by your full name, Tickery, or would you rather be called Tick?
No, all my friends call me Tick.
All
okay.
right.
What is the woman's name that we're calling? Because I'm hoping it's something good.
Oh, gosh. Please.
It's Rebecca.
Boring. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Unless her
Tick.
is her last name like Haberdashery?
Yeah. We don't approve.
We don't. How did you meet Boring Becky?
We met actually. She's a teller at my bank, and I noticed her one day and just thought she was really cute. And so then I kind of started to go and try to work it out so I would get to her window. So I'd like change places in line with people so that I could like get up and see her, and I try to look nice, like, oh, you should go in front of me, you know.
So you weren't wearing a ski mask with your hands in your pocket, like being all sketchy in line. I mean, that would be a bad sign in a bank.
I hope not. I tried to make it look like it was like, oh, I just happened to come to your window.
Right, yeah.
That happened,
Every
you know?
single time.
That sneaky
Yeah,
little
it's
Tick.
so weird.
Saw something he liked, and then he latched on.
Yeah. So, you know, after a while, I think she started to notice, like, I would always be at her window. And so one day I was finally like, yeah, you know, I thought you were cute, and I thought, you know, maybe we can have coffee sometime.
That's cute. Were you so nervous?
Yeah, for sure. Because the other way that goes is like I'm the creeper that's been sneaking through the bank line.
Well, and also, she has full access to your bank account, you know?
That's true. That it was very vulnerable. She knew exactly how much money I had.
So what'd you guys do for a date?
So she was like, you know, I'm going to be on a break right after this. Like, do you want to grab coffee? And so I was like, yeah, sure. So I waited around, and she had just like a quick break, like a 15-minute break where she got to step out, and maybe a little awkward, but like kind of just talking, getting to know each other a little bit. But she had to go back to work, but she was like, yeah, no, this went well. You know, we should continue this another time. And so
That's good. It's like a pre-date.
Yeah.
It's like a pre-date before the date.
Totally. But yeah, she was like, love to talk more. And so, you know, I asked her to have dinner a couple days later as a Friday night, and she's like, great. And it was awesome. Like,
you're saying cute. You haven't even heard what he did. He just said that we got dinner, and you were like, "Oh my God, what a sweetheart!
Oh my
He
God.
ate dinner with you. What a
But
guy!"
the follow-through that it actually happened is a big deal these days.
Real date.
Yeah.
You didn't mess up the pre-date. That's the big deal.
Yeah, for
Okay.
real. When you're sober and it's light out.
So how did the dinner go?
It was really good. Like, she couldn't have been sweeter. And, like, we talked about our jobs and, like, we had a great conversation. And, and then kind of at the end of the date, I was like, hey, this was really good. We should go out again. And she wasn't as enthusiastic as she was, like, after the coffee maybe, but, like, she was still like, yeah, for sure, let's go out again.
Can you think of any time during the date where maybe the momentum changed at all, since you said that maybe she wasn't as enthusiastic as she had been previously?
I didn't notice it until, that moment. And so the only thing I could, like, think of is, like, when I got home, I noticed that I had, like, a food stain on my shirt that I was like, I don't know how long it was there. Like, it wasn't huge.
Was it a, like, old stain, or was it from a dinner stain?
It wasn't from something I had. So, it was probably from, like, early, I probably washed my shirt and it didn't come out, and I just was so nervous getting dressed that I didn't notice it on there.
Oh, I hate that.
Okay.
So maybe she noticed it at the end and saw that and was like, oh, maybe this dude's, like, not all together.
Dude,
Like,
if women turned down men for stains on their shirt, there would be no human population.
Have your finances taken a substantial hit over the last couple days that she may have noticed?
No, but I went back to the bank to, like, just see if she was there, and, like, I happened to be in line, like, ready to get up to her window, like, I just was the next person, and, like, right before I walked up, she put up, like, the closed window thing.
Damn, that is cold.
That's brutal.
And I don't know if she saw me, but, like, that's the only interaction I've had is, like, her putting up the closed window thing.
That
and that was it. So, yeah.
That is an analogy for the dating rejection world.
Yeah.
And for my bank account.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Tick, we're going to play a song. We'll come back. We'll call Rebecca for you, and we'll try and get you your second date, okay?
All right, cool. Thank you, guys.
All right, hold on. If you're just tuning in, we've got a guy on the phone named Tick who's a little bit anxious about getting a second date today. You might even call him a nervous Tick.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see Conan O'Brien make that kind of pun. Challenge extended, Conan. Clock's a tickin'. Woo, I'm on fire. Just another day of quirky radio morning show antics.
Okay. Yeah. Let's stop.
I can tell you're impressed. Yes.
You're tickled. That's great.
Hit the sound for me.
Anyway.
Hey, he says it. You don't hit the sound when I say it.
Okay.
Screw the tick jokes then.
You're both ticking me off right now.
It's not funny. Come on.
Let's calm down and get back to this.
He just wants a sound.
All right.
Just one joke that hits.
Well, we have a listener that needs our help. Tick is actually his name. He went out with a bank teller named Rebecca recently. They had a short coffee date and then another outing where they got dinner together. And Tick thinks it all went great. And according to him, the only weird part that happened is when he got home after dinner, he noticed he had an old food stain on his shirt. Not from that night, from some previous day. He doesn't know when. So he's worried maybe he may have come across looking kind of like a slob.
Yeah.
So Tick, how you feeling going into this?
I'm anxious to hear what she says because, like, I really liked her. Like, she just had this amazing smile and was a genuine person. And I'm nervous.
I really feel, Tick, and this isn't, I don't mean to put you in a bad place, but I really feel like this is going to be one of those where it turns out that you're not telling us something or not including some weird detail, because when you went to the bank, she put the close sign on her window. Yeah. Like, she denied you so hard. And if that's all over a stain on your shirt...
I mean, I'm thinking about it since it happened and, like, racking my brain. Like, I'm not keeping anything out that I could think of. There's got to be something I missed.
All right. Well, we're hopefully going to find out what the answer to that is. We're going to dial her phone number right now. You ready to go?
Yep, I am. I'm ready.
All right. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Rebecca, please?
This is Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca. My name's Jeffrey from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning. You have a moment to talk with us?
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, cool. Do you listen?
I do. I'm sorry, why are you calling?
Well, if you listen, then you should be familiar with our segment, The Second Date.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And you must know that means I'm calling about somebody that you went on a date with recently.
Okay. So I am being called for second date. Oh, wow.
You sound excited.
You're processing it out loud.
Yeah, I am. Yes, I'm sorry. I do that. Yes, I'm processing this out loud because I didn't think I would ever be called for a second date.
So, here it is. And so the guy who emailed us about you, his name is Tick.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, I actually thought it was somebody else. Okay.
You were hoping for somebody else, not Tick.
I was hoping it was somebody else. Yeah.
Aw.
He sounds like such a nice guy, though. We talked to him. He sounds lovely.
Yeah, sure.
Keep telling yourself that.
I mean, he told us about you guys going out to coffee together, and he said you guys had a nice dinner, but he's feeling like the vibe isn't going well on your end.
Right, yeah, okay.
And is there a reason for that?
I mean, I don't even know. Like, we went out to coffee.
Yeah, he told us about that and then the dinner. And was he imagining it? Because he said when he went back into the bank after your date, you put up a close sign when he was approaching the front of the line. Did that really?
Yeah. I mean, it was just kind of timing-wise.
No, it wasn't.
Dude, you shut him down hard. You closed your window for him.
Even if it was closing time, you see someone you know, you're like, oh, hey, come here. Like, you're your friend or anybody.
Like, that's worse than, oh, things didn't go great. That's like, I'm avoiding you at all costs.
Yeah.
Well, I'm at work. I'm in a professional setting. It was time for me to close up. So
I feel like we're kind of dancing around the subject here
for
because
sure.
if you enjoyed your time with Tick, you wouldn't have done that. What is it about Tick that turned you off?
First, I thought he was fine. He seemed like a decent guy. But then when we went out to dinner, he just got kind of creepy.
How?
What do you mean? Yeah, like he was too touchy. He was staring at the waitress's butt.
So he just kept asking me about my job, really specific questions about working at the bank. Like, how many security guards are there? Very specific questions, and it creeps me out.
Wait, are you?
He's robbing a bank.
Are you? Yeah, are you alluding to he was trying to size the bank up?
I don't know. Guys love action films and all of that. I get there's some fascination. I get it. But it just went to a different level, where...
Well, in his defense, I feel like almost any question that he asks about a bank could come across looking kind of weird. Yeah. You know, how much money do you hold in the bank at any amount of time?
It is a fascinating question.
You know?
Yeah.
I would want to know
It
that.
may be natural for you, but I'm on a first date with a guy, and he's asking about vaults and die packs, and he won't let it go. It's too much.
I could see that. I dated a guy who worked at a bank, and we never discussed any of those things.
See, I have
it didn't come up in conversation.
What's the most amount of money you've ever held at
Although
once?
they do have a code word. Don't you guys have a code word if you guys are getting robbed? You call and say banana pancakes or something to somebody?
What?
I can't even talk about this,
I think that's it, Brooke.
There's just a level of professionalism that you need. We are dealing with some it's not brain surgery, but you are vulnerable there, and I don't want to be creeped on. I don't want.
You don't want to be the reason that your bank got robbed.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to tell you this when you're feeling vulnerable, but I need to let you know that Tick's been on the other line listening, and he's heard everything that you said.
On the other.
Yeah, Tick?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. It's good to hear from you, I guess.
You do sound sketchy right now, Tick.
Yeah, Tick.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a lot to hear, so I feel kind of weird.
I bet.
Because she saw through your plan, or because you're not a bank robber?
I never thought that being interested in somebody would think I'd be trying to do something. That's just I'm shocked, honestly.
It's interesting he didn't answer your question. He just kind of danced around it.
No, I was not trying to rob a bank.
Okay, it's good to say that.
Maybe you weren't, but I feel like it was just too odd. And the fact that your name is Tick doesn't sound like your real name. It's like your criminal name, you know?
What are you talking about? You've seen my bank account. You know my real name. It's on everything that you've seen.
There's some shady stuff, and being a teacher is a really nice cover-up, I think.
Oh, you're a teacher too, Tick?
Yeah, I am. I am actually a teacher, which you could also look up because I have to put my occupation on all my This is crazy.
I gotta say, Rebecca, don't you feel like it's maybe you that have watched one too many bank robbery movies?
Yeah, maybe, but I mean, that doesn't make me feel any better that he was asking so many questions. I mean, honestly, why were you asking so many questions about my job?
I was just really interested in. I mean, like, I've never known anybody that's worked in a bank before,
Right.
and like, honestly, you seem to like talking about it. So I was like, oh, she likes talking about her job, so I can.
I mean,
you know.
normally on a first date, you ask about your jobs and stuff and keep the convo going.
Rebecca, isn't this so sad that as a woman, red flags go up if a man is too interested and too good of a listener? I mean, really.
Yeah. He wants to know more about me. He must be wanting to commit a crime.
Call the police!
Yeah, I feel I'm still a little unsure because it did like trigger my intuition of being uncomfortable, but I do hear that.
So when you said he was creepy, was that the only thing creepy about him?
Yeah, it would just gave me uncomfortable vibes.
The
being-
tickery is up to some trickery.
Couldn't help yourself.
All right, so
I didn't know where we were going.
we're running out of time right now, and
TikTok.
yeah, TikTok. At this point, I need to ask you, Rebecca, if you would like to go out on another date with Tick, and we'll pay for it. Not with bank money, with our own cash.
The dye
No
money?
dye pack in there.
I am open to going out again.
That's good.
That was
That's
a-
good.
That was a brutal yes, though.
Dude, she does things out loud. You can hear it.
Sorry.
Process.
But the thing is, you need to like make sure that you're asking him about his profession, and then you guys won't talk about banking so much.
All about teaching.
Where do you hide the extra pencils?
Yeah, okay, that's pretty funny. Yes, maybe I did rush to conclusions on everything. So
Well, there you go. Look
Way to
at
go,
that.
Tick.
Tick, we got you another date.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's great. I mean, like, I honestly, like, I do still have, like, a couple more questions about just your job. Like, it's not about, like, getting into anything or, like, anything like that. It's just
are
more
you
about
kidding?
your
Please tell me
job.
you're kidding.
Yeah,
Please.
no. I'm I'm kidding. I will not. I will not.
there it
ask
is.
any
Okay.
questions. Yeah. No.
Okay, so you're funny. You're funny. I like that.
The girl on the phone for a second date today had her first date at one of the craziest places possible. People are popping pills left and right. Lots of group activity, if you know what I mean. And everybody's inhibitions are lowered. Mostly because of dementia. She went to the retirement home. She went to the retirement home, yeah.
Oh, wow, it's amazing how all those things are the same.
I know, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Ah, they're having fun over there.
Kara is on the phone, and apparently her first date with this dude was at the retirement home. Want to hear more about that in a second. That's an interesting date. Kara, how are you?
I'm okay.
The first thing that comes to my mind is you're like a gold digger dating a 92-year-old Alzheimer's patient.
Oh, I hope that's true.
You're an old
No. The guy, I went on a date with a guy who volunteered there.
Oh, he's
okay.
a good person.
How'd you meet him?
Well, okay, we met on an app, and he was funny, and we got along. Like he plays a bunch of team sports, like he does a bunch of like those kind of leagues, and I do too, and it's fun. So we kind of talked about that stuff, and
Okay,
we think we may have played each other before.
that's
That was
awesome.
kind of funny.
Okay.
So how did he strike up the idea to go on a date at the retirement home?
Well, that wasn't it. He was like, "Let's meet up," and he just said a street corner.
Uh-huh.
Just
Oh,
like-
that's scary. You meet a dude on an app, and he's like, just meet me at the corner of whatever and whatever.
I mean, pretty much, but I didn't read it like that,
Oh,
okay. Like that's when he texted it, so it didn't sound creepy at the time.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, he wanted to surprise me, and I was up for it, so.
Yeah, because surprises can be fun.
Yeah.
They can also be scary.
Yeah.
Either one.
Remember
But
that.
this turned out to be a fun surprise, huh?
Yeah. So we first met up, and we walked for a bit, and then he just said, "I'm going to bring you somewhere." So I was like, okay, and I thought, well, we're going to a restaurant or something. And instead, that's when he took me to a retirement home. And I was like, oh,
What?
okay. Yeah, he said he volunteers there sometimes, and then I was like skeptical, like that this was going to be fun at all. Like I just thought it was going to be lame.
Yeah, of course.
Like, and he was going to try to teach me something or whatever, and like a life lesson.
Oh my God!
Change diapers.
But did he know all was he friends with all the old people in there?
Yes, yeah, it turned out to be sort of cool. Like,
Okay, so he's there all the time.
I would fall instantly in love with him.
Really?
Oh my God, old people are so cute, and like
They're cute, but the smell.
someone
Yeah.
who volunteers and
They're cute when they're
befriends them-
contained.
Oh, you guys!
When they're contained, when they're not like out walking in your way or screwing up
No.
airport lines, things like that. Yeah, if you keep them in a confined space, old people can be very,
You guys are awful.
very nice. So, did you enjoy the retirement home?
yeah, I mean, my grandfather passed away pretty recently, and it kind of reminded me of him, and that was cute, and I don't know. And he was sweet. Like, Corey was sweet. He was nice to them. They really got him, and we ate dinner with them. It was a wholesome time. Like, we played card games. It was all, like, but we had one kind of awkward moment, and it was, like, this woman who lives there. She was like, "Are you a boyfriend and girlfriend?" And we sort of said, "No, this is kind of our first date." And she was like, "Well, you should kiss." So
Yeah, Granny.
Whoa.
Yeah, she wanted some action. Dude.
Yeah.
Feisty
No,
over
they
there.
are fighting. You've heard about the STD reports
Yeah,
at these
they
senior
have
citizens' home. They're
lot
there for
there.
a reason.
Apparently, you got to watch her in
Yeah.
that retirement home. So, did you guys make out in front of him?
no, I mean, it was just sort of this awkward peck on the cheek,
Cute.
And then the lady, she clapped.
Oh, that is kind of
That's really sweet. Why was that awkward, though?
It was just like, are you boyfriend and girl? It was just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I don't
can
know.
see that part.
And you've never
Yeah.
kissed, and it's like, kiss each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then being forced to kiss with old peering eyes
Yeah.
looking at you.
So was that the most uncomfortable moment of the evening?
Yeah, I mean, it was fine. And then when we were leaving, he walked me back to my car, and he kissed me for real.
Aw.
Cool.
Oh.
And that old lady popped up from the car seat in the back and was like, "Yeah, good job."
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I was hoping you'd really get after it.
Yeah.
Take off his shirt.
No.
No, she says no. How was the kiss?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it wasn't like a big thing, but it was just really nice. It was like first date kiss.
Okay.
Got it.
But now it's been a week, and he's like, we're texting here and there, but he's not asking me out again.
Okay, and if you tried to like hint, or have you asked him out?
No, but it just feels kind of like I've been here before. Like, when you're on these apps, like you go out like it's your job, right? So
Yeah.
it's like, and I can tell that he's not really in any hurry to go out again. Like something's off, and I don't know what that is. So that's why I wanted you guys to help me find out like what's up.
And you were kind and excited about all the old people, right? Because maybe this is like some sort of test that he does with women to see.
Well, it could be, but at the same time, like it was just so nice. Like we just kind of hung out and played cards and like talked about stuff, and it was just really.
It was easy.
Yeah. There wasn't any like in the back of my mind. Now I'm thinking, was that a test? I don't know, but I don't think so. It just didn't. It seemed like it was just like this is something that's important to him.
But
Okay.
you were
Okay.
good with the old folks. You didn't try to like fight one of them.
No.
All right. Well, we'll play a song and then come back and call him and get your second date. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Hang on. If you're just joining us, Kara is on the phone, and Kara told us all about her first date with a dude named Corey. They spent it in heaven's waiting room.
Oh my gosh! Don't say it like that.
I mean, that's a nice thing.
Otherwise,
Take a number.
known as a rest home,
Yeah.
because Corey, I guess, the dude that she went out with, volunteers at that rest home, and he wanted to take her on a date there so they could spend time with some of the people that live there, and they just hung out, had dinner, played cards, and she said it was actually a lot of fun. And Kara, I don't want you to blow this. I want you to get a second date. I really do.
Okay.
Why are you so invested?
Well, because, Kara, you have an opportunity here that I don't think you realize, all right? Retirement homes are really a great opportunity if you can get in, because you can steal a lot of stuff from those people. Yeah, they, like jewelry and stuff, they don't even know what they have. Like, you can really And once you're on the inside, it's hard to get in there. Now that you're on the inside, this could be a great opportunity, not only for love, but also to acquire some awesome jewelry.
You are sick.
Okay.
What are they gonna do? Chase after you?
Oh my
Nope.
God.
Nope.
You
No, they're
guys
not.
are awful. I mean, I thought at least you were going to say you're going to try to get in on somebody's will, not just up and steal from them when they're still alive.
I got a buddy who works on one. He sells bedpans wholesale. Makes a ton of cash. So it's a great financial opportunity for you as well, Kara.
Good tip. Good tip. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any last words before we call Corey and see why he isn't calling you back for a second date?
This one felt like a little different. Like it was like we had chemistry. It felt like it was going in the way that we'd like go out again at least. But it's just been fading, and I don't know why. And
Okay. So you like this guy, and you definitely felt potential.
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to dial his phone number right now and see if we can get him on the phone. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Corey, please?
Speaking. Who's this?
Corey, this is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show. How you doing today, sir?
What? Why that?
I don't know why I said it like that.
Yeah. Sorry, Corey.
I'm okay. Why are you guys calling me?
Well, because we got an email about you from one of our listeners, and they just said we had to call Corey and talk to him. I don't know why I said it like that either.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I think you guys might have like the wrong person.
Well, I have a phone number here with this number that I just called, and it says their name is Corey, and it says that they volunteer at a retirement home from time to time.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, so you're old folks Corey.
That's what they call him.
I guess.
I don't think Corey's finding
don't
any of
think
this
so.
very amusing.
Sorry, he's probably confused.
Corey,
Yeah.
we're calling because we do a segment on our show. It's called The Second Date. So we got an email from Kara, who you went on a date with to that retirement home.
Right.
Right. And Kara wants to know why you haven't asked her out on a second date yet.
She says that like she can sense that you're like falling off.
Well, to be honest, I think like if I was to go out with her, it would be more casual than a relationship. I don't know if she's like exactly the right girl for me.
She's got a
So wait, is it like you're not looking for a relationship or it's her?
Well, I am because I am single, but at the same time, like, gosh, how do I say this? Just the ladies at the old folks home, I volunteer there a lot, and they're like a big part of my life. They just don't think that she was right for me.
Oh, wow.
Wait, what?
So they're hating.
They're blocking her?
They just noticed a few things, and they just didn't think that it was in my best interest or that it would work out. Like, over the years, I've been volunteering there a lot, and it's kind of like having numerous grandparents, like, looking out for you and giving you advice. And
Why? What specifics did they give the old ladies on why she isn't right for you?
some of the stuff they said was like her outfit. It might have been a little inappropriate.
All right, Judgy Betty's.
Her outfit?
And did you tell them that she didn't know she was going to a retirement home? She probably would have dressed differently if she knew that that was what was on the agenda.
I did, but...
What was she wearing? Like a
Yeah,
miniskirt?
seriously.
She was wearing a skirt and, like, had her midriff showing a little bit, you know?
Okay, so she's just kind of sexy?
Yeah.
Yeah, she dressed like for a first date, you guys. Like,
They kind of didn't like that her skirt was so low and that her belly button was showing. I can kind of see that, you know?
yeah, because not
Okay.
everybody has a belly button in the world.
You mean
but
they don't dress
whatever.
like that in a retirement home? That's
Yeah.
how I pictured it.
I mean, everybody has a belly button, but you don't go around flashing it, you know?
Okay. Besides that, did they name other things?
Well, now, these are their words, not mine. But remember their words. They said the makeup was too hookery.
What?
Hookery.
Who are these judgy old women? Okay.
Sounds just like old women to me. I'd take the judgy off it. That sounds like how they would talk, I think.
That is not.
She's
no.
hookery.
Why did you not defend her or stand up for her?
I'm just saying these old ladies, they give me good advice, you know, and I can't have them disgusted by my significant other or like the girl that I'm in a
Disgusted?
relationship with.
Now we've moved on
So-
to disgusted?
You said earlier it's like you have a bunch of grandparents, so if you date her seriously, you feel like you'd be letting down your grandmas, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I just feel like you really need to school them in how a woman's dress does not indicate whether or not she sleeps around.
I mean, like you've been around old people, it's hard to change their minds. And also, who am I to argue with them? Like, they've they have so much experience, you know? Like,
Yeah, who knows how many hookers they've been with? Probably a lot, you know? You have no idea. They might be very schooled in that. Well, guess what, Corey? You know who might find this information interesting? Kara, and she's actually on the other line listening to this conversation and wants to talk to you.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. Are you still there, Kara?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you pissed, Kara? I'm pissed for you.
Well, first of all, this was a surprise. You said the date was a surprise. So I'm thinking we're going to a bar. And, like, it's you know my pictures. You know what I look like. You didn't think that maybe it would be a good idea to let me know, like, I don't know, like, dress like you would if we were going to church. Of course, that would have been an interesting, like, text back and forth.
Yeah, that would have been you probably wouldn't have gone on that date.
Okay, I think you need to calm down a little bit, all right? Just calm down.
Calm down? Hookers don't calm down.
Those weren't even my words. Those were their words. I'm just explaining what had happened.
Also, like, my outfit wasn't a big, like, it was a skirt and, like, midriff, like, kind of shows, but not really. Like, it wasn't even, I mean, you've seen my pictures. Like, there's crazier looks than what I had on that day, so.
She could be way more hookery if she wanted.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
I'm just saying you did dress a little provocatively, and they kind of picked up on that, and I have to kind of go with that because they're conservative, a little bit like me, you know? So
conservative like you. Okay. So they think you're, like, pure as the driven snow, right? Is that the thing? Like, what if I told them that we had phone sex? And what if I told them all the filthy things you said on the phone?
Oh, whoa. Hey, Corey.
Would they think that you're conservative now?
Oh, Corey.
Yeah, what would the gals down at the retirement home do with that knowledge?
Somebody's a little two-faced.
Well, that was something that was private within us. That wasn't out in the public. We're not going out like that.
Okay. So it's cool for you. Can I say this stuff on the radio? I probably shouldn't. You know, I'm not going to.
Go for it. We can beep out whatever you say.
Well, I'm going to say I would appreciate if you didn't tell everybody what I said because that was private and that was between you and me. I thought we had, like, a moment, you know, not to be shared with the whole world.
Dirty moment. Yeah. No, I'm going to because if I'm hookery, then obviously I bring that out in you.
Look, I'm just saying the ladies, maybe they do have a point because look at this. This is the type of behavior that they're talking about, you know?
Oh, okay.
Again, she's the hookery one here.
This is so ridiculous. Like, do you know what year it is? Do you have any idea?
About private things like out on the radio in front of millions of people.
You called me a hooker on the radio, so
I didn't call you that, and I did not ever say that because that's not what I feel.
His old gal pals did.
Right.
Hey, Kara?
I was being completely honest.
Part of his mahjong group.
Yeah, I'm going to ask the question anyway. Corey, would you go on a second date with Kara? We'll pay for it.
You know what? I don't think that would be the best idea.
Yeah. I think all of this is not working out like how anybody planned.
That's fine. You're a nice guy. Like, I wish you could time travel to go find someone for you. So,
sweetheart, you're on the phone on the radio trying to get a hold of me. So maybe you should time travel and go back.
To where?
To what? To what?
So before you made this phone call and embarrassed yourself in front of the world. No, I don't want to go out with you.
That's a short time.
You can try to get defensive. You can try to be angry, but sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not responding to your calls, and maybe you should stop trying to get a hold of me through the media.
The only thing that I really find offensive is that you called us the media.
Yeah, the
That's
media.
weird to me.